Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I want to talk about how to teach yourself how to pray, inshallah. Because some of you might be reversed like I am, and others might never prayed in their lives, or their parents didn't teach them, and now they decided that they want to pray, but they just don't know how. And you can definitely teach yourself doing it. And in today's video, inshallah, you will learn how. Okay, let's just jump straight into the video. The first thing you have to know, you don't need anything except proper clothing. So make sure your aura is covered. If you don't know what this includes, then you should definitely subscribe to my channel, because I will talk about it, inshallah, and you should educate yourself about it. But in short, for girls or women, you have to cover from head to toe, your face and your hands. You can show them. I'm just wearing this niqab and the gloves because of the video. And the clothes have to be really loose, so something like this is awesome. So you can't see my body shape, and also it cannot be see-through. And also please make sure to cover your feet, because we cannot pray barefoot. I mean, I know there exist scholars who say that, but most scholars say it's better to cover your feet, so let's do that. You also don't need a fancy prayer rug, a fancy this, a fancy that. You don't need all of that. Like the Sahabis, they didn't even have a prayer rug. So if you definitely want to pray on something, you can take a towel, you can take a clean t-shirt, a jacket. It doesn't matter. You can later get yourself a prayer rug if you want to. Just make sure that the place where you are praying is clean. Next is, obviously, you have to have wudu, but you're not gonna learn this in this video. Okay, so let's get started. How to teach yourself how to pray if you don't know anything. Luckily, we're living in a digital age, so basically you can Google everything. You can also refer to books as well as videos. I personally teach myself by watching YouTube videos, and I will create a playlist, inshallah, linking it down below, where you can put on a video for every single salah and pray along with the video. I'm going to tell you a little bit how I did it, because this might benefit you, and I can tell from experience that this worked. Like I said, I used a video. Whenever it was time to pray, for example, it was Zuhr time, I researched, or I typed in on YouTube Zuhr prayer, and there came a few videos. I clicked on one that I liked, that I stick to, and I didn't put the phone directly in front of me, but like a little bit sideways on the floor. And then the person that was praying everything aloud. So from Allahu Akbar to Subhanakallahumma bihamdik wa tabarak hasmuk, everything, you could listen to it. So that was really great. And at the beginning, I couldn't even say a word. I didn't even know how many rakats are there in Suhaj. So sometimes I said, I was like, you know, at every second rakat, you're supposed to sit down. I didn't know that. So sometimes I stood up, and then I saw the video, and I was like, oh, I have to sit down. But you're getting used to it, so everything is fine at this point. What I would recommend you do then is, so number 2, first was the video, number 2 is learn the Al-Fatiha. This is probably the most important surah out of the entire Quran, because you will need it for every single rak'ah that you are praying. Don't say, okay, I'm gonna learn the Al-Fatiha first, and then I'm gonna start praying. No. We're not gonna make that excuse. You're gonna watch this video, even if you cannot pronounce one single word. After you prayed, you're gonna sit down on your table, and you're gonna learn the Al-Fatiha. You're not gonna learn it probably that day. Maybe it takes you 2 days, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe a week, maybe even 2 weeks. You're going to sit down whenever you have time and learn Al-Fatiha. And when you start praying, the beginning, you don't know what he's saying, then you hear, oh, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I know that, and then you start saying the Al-Fatiha along with the reciter of the video. Then of course you won't understand anything again. Then you take the next part. So for example, try to memorize the rak'at. How many rak'ats are in Asr, in Maghrib, in Isha, in Fajr, in Zuhr, whatever. And what are you supposed to do in each rak'at? I'm not talking about the text yet. I'm just talking about like, when do I have to go into ruku, when in sujood. Try to memorize that so you don't have to actually look at the video, figuring out what he's doing, but you memorized the movements. Number 3 will be memorizing the movements. Number 4, learn the next text of the prayer. I'm going to insert the text here. So for example, this one. Just learn it. Similar to Al-Fatiha, because you also need it when you pray. Number 5, learn the rest of the text, because there's a little bit more. Number 6, try to memorize your second surah of the Quran. For example, Al-Ikhlas, Al-Nas, or Al-Falaq, because these 3 surahs are also really important. You can recite them after every Farah Salah, so after every obligatory Salah, and it's really good to recite it also in the morning and before you go to bed. Number 7, still pray with the videos on, but say as much as you memorized, or perfectly would be everything out of your head along with the reciter. Don't look at the video because you also memorize the movements, and continue to pray like that. Number 8, now since you got used to it, it is time to leave out your phone. So your first prayer without any help, just from memorization. It might not be perfect, you might forget something, it's totally okay, but this is a crucial step for you to become independent when praying. Number 9, if you do have the opportunity, then try to ask friends to help you or to improve you. I personally think improving is better than teaching, because I feel like you have to do just so much work on your own, like memorizing the text. Of course, if you have a lovely person who's willing to do that, that's awesome. But for example, like memorizing the Al-Fatiha, that's something you can perfectly do alone, and then ask a teacher to correct you, for example, in your tajweed. If you already have a teacher at the beginning, that's even better, but not everyone is lucky enough, so that would be what I suggest. Number 10, never stop learning, because even up to my like 1.5 year experiencing of being a Muslim and praying, I still sometimes do mistakes or whatever. There's always something you can improve, you can learn, etc. So never stop learning. But also don't get irritated if some people might be praying different to you, because there are different ways of praying. Like these are minority or like minor changes. They're not major changes. But don't get irritated by that, because we do have different madhabs, we do have different scholars, different opinions, different ahadith. So some people say, before you go into ruku, you have to raise up your hands when the reciter, or if you're saying Allahu Akbar, others don't do it. So as long as you're having like the basics and these are just like minor changes, everything's fine. So I hope that these 10 tips are really helpful for you. If you have any other tips and tricks, or want to share your story and how you learned to pray, then please write it down in the comments below. Also, I want to make some advertisement for this video. Should be somewhere here. Because I also uploaded a video on how to actually implement the prayer or the Salah in your life. And I'm not talking about only the 5 Farah Salah, but also like the Sunnah prayers and Tahajjud and Duha, which are obviously of course Sunnah as well, but they're not attached to a Farah's prayer. And yeah, just like I also mentioned before, I will leave all of the resources down below, so you can start praying today. You should. Don't wait until Monday or until Ramadan or whatever. No, just start now. If you have any other wishes for videos that I should do, then please write it down in the comment section below. And inshallah, I will see you in my next video. Bye. Salam Aleikum.